Well, preseason game number 4 is in the books, and the Bengals finished the regular season at 10-7. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapine with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk, coming to you from my hotel room in Cleveland, where, yes, I witnessed that 21-16 football game in person. And look, I get it. There were some shining moments or moments of potential, but we're going to spend about 30 seconds on them, and then we're going to dive into what you want to talk about, which is playoffs and the current state of the playoffs and where the Bengals are, where they stack up. So here's the good news. The Bengals deciding to rest Joe Burrow, it was the right move. There was no chance at the 1 seed. Kansas City won on Saturday night to end that. And then on Sunday, Tennessee won to secure the 1 seed. So guess what? The highest the Bengals could get anyway was the number 3 seed. So that is good news number 1. Good news number 2 is Jamar Chase was able to get and break Chad Johnson's record for receiving yards as a rookie with 1,455 yards. He had 2 receptions for 26 yards on the day, and he was able to do it quick in 4 plays. To be exact, had 3 targets, 2 receptions. So win. And the health factor was a huge win for the Bengals. I think they avoided major injury to any of their really high-end key guys. And, time remains to be seen. Something could happen or come out Monday, but it does feel that way. So that is good news. Chris Evans, as advertised, 59 yards from scrimmage. I think he can be a player, and I talk about him all the damn time, a player that makes a key play or two in critical moments in games that matter. When Joe Burrow's on the field and this offense is rolling, but suddenly the defense has the right personnel, has the right look and everything like that. And, they have to account for Chris Evans too. So I think he played well. Trent Taylor had a couple nice catches down the stretch. But overall, we could feel this from the get-go. I will say Josh Tupou, he did suffer an injury, didn't return. Mike Daniels looked good today. So if they need to rely on Mike Daniels in the playoffs, certainly he showed that he could be a game changer, at least a piece of that defensive line rotation. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the playoffs right here. And to me, the decision was simple. You rest Burrow regardless. You still had the shot at the 1 seed, shot at the 2 seed. They didn't get either. And so we know as of right now, and I'm recording this at 5:05. Hopefully you're seeing this shortly after, at 5:05 Eastern time, Sunday evening. And the Bengals are going to be the 3 seed or they're going to be the 4 seed. And there's a bunch of different scenarios where they could play the Patriots or they could play the Raiders. And, the Steelers, as long as the Chargers and Raiders don't tie tonight, the Steelers are going to be in the playoffs and likely playing the Chiefs. So who knows? One, I think the Chiefs are going to kick the hell out of the Steelers. It's kind of stinks for the Bengals that they aren't going to get another crack at Big Ben and company, because I just think they're better at this stage. At the same time, when you go down the would you rather list, least the thing team I would want to avoid the most is the Patriots. Again, I'm not saying they can't beat the Patriots, and I've talked about this a little bit on Locked On Bengals, but do I really want to have to worry about Bill Belichick? And do I really want to have to think about, J.C. Jackson going up against Jamar Chase with the safety over the top? And, what about T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd? I get all of it. I understand that the Bengals could still beat the Patriots. Doesn't mean I'm begging to see them in the playoffs, especially when it feels like the Bengals have a shot here now to snap the playoff drought. It's like, now you have to go through Darth Vader. Well, maybe we can avoid Darth Vader for a week and go through one of these other teams, specifically the Raiders, right? You would love to see the Raiders of all the teams that they could potentially play. Chargers, wouldn't love it, wouldn't hate it. It would certainly be an easy sell, right? Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow. But the Bengals, they're going to have the home game, right? At least one home game, probably just one, depending on what happened. If there were crazy upsets, I guess there's a chance. But they're going to have a home game at Paul Brown Stadium next week, playoffs. And to me, regardless, whether it's Patriots, even Chargers, any of these teams, they're going to have the best quarterback. And that's where it starts. In the playoffs, that's where it starts. And most of the time, that's where it ends. So if you're a Bengals fan, you're probably feeling pretty confident today. I would say this. I talked to a couple people at the Browns game, just people that cover the Browns, and they're buying the Burrow hype too, and I think it's easy to buy. And especially when you've seen Baker, and then you can look and you're like, oh, so that's what it's supposed to look like. So the Bengals have a shot. They're going to have a well-rested Joe Burrow. I'm sure he's already watching film of potential opponents and already looking ahead. But really, there weren't many keys to victory this week. Like we talked about, it was health. Would love to see Jamar Chase get the record. Health again, and Zach Taylor was able to do that. I know it was weird. It felt weird, but the Bengals essentially made this their bye, and they only lost 21-16. So it is really, really simple. This team, when playing their best in a flawed AFC, has a shot against anybody. They can beat anybody, from the Chiefs to the Bills to the Titans. But if they're dinged up, if Joe Burrow's getting hit a ton and is unable to roll out because he's limping a little bit because of that knee, well, that impacts things, and they could certainly be beat, and we've seen it with the self-inflicted wounds. Now, Burrow's playing his best ball of the year. He's getting a whole week to rest mentally and physically, so hopefully he's ready to play even better than we saw in weeks 16 and 17, which was 971 yards, 78.6 completion percentage, I think, and 8 touchdowns, no picks. It was pretty damn good. So we are going to get to it all this week. And when the Bengals have their playoff matchup, we're going to have guests on this week to break this down. We're going to be at Paul Brown Stadium with you throughout the playoff run. So if they end up going to Kansas City, we're going to be there for every step of it. So that's why you're following. That's why you're subscribing to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And for Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapine. Signing off for now, just for now, where, again, the Browns beat the Bengals 21-16 in preseason game number 4. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you soon.